Doing this. My name is Ash. This is my little corner of the internet, and I want to chat about what I've been reading, watching, listening to, and honestly just trying to figure out lately. I chat because I always need something to do with my hands. I am going to color. Toronto. I'm a mom of a 6-year-old daughter. I spend a lot of time consuming a lot of things and then like overthinking a lot of things. You know, books, shows, podcasts, coffee consumption, my own life choices, all of it. And I figured, why not talk about it here too? I'm sipping my DAVIDsTEA cream of Earl Grey. I am trying really hard to be more of a tea drinker. Oh, that's good. I drink a lot of coffee and it's not very good. And I'm actually starting to notice that I'm like getting really bad heartburn and things like that. I'm going to color this cute little bear. Influencer marketing and PR. I actually started my career as a beauty and lifestyle writer, and I've always really loved writing. I recently left my job, which was like a huge deal. I had been there for like 4.5 years, and honestly, I loved it until I didn't. Like every job has its challenges, but you know, it was just really time to go. I've recently started a new job where I get to work from home a lot more, and that has just like been such a game changer for me. Earlier this year, I launched a Substack called Know What I Mean. So cool to just like have another outlet to be creative. I had put on my vision board this year that I wanted to write more. I have this idea for a novel that I would really love to finally get the chance to write. And by get the chance, I mean like actually sit down and just like write the thing. I got to take on a writing assignment earlier this year. A friend of mine reached out and asked me if I was still freelancing, signed me this really cool 3-piece series that was in partnership with Audible, and it was specifically on the romance genre. Reminded me how badly I want creative outlets back in my life. This little thing on my Substack where I do a little currently consuming, and it's like pretty much everything that I'm reading, listening to, and watching throughout the week. Finished, as of this morning, reading the Heated Rivalry book by Reid. I love hockey romance. I was a little bit skeptical about this one, I'm not gonna lie. 100% read it because the Heated Rivalry series is coming out this week. Started reading Time to Shine by Reid a couple years ago, and I didn't really like it. I found the writing really challenging, so I put it down and I never really picked anything back up of hers. The buzz about the show, I was just like, all right, fine, I gotta read this thing. And I'm actually really glad that I did. It was so fun. It was so spicy. I found that the character development did kind of hit it. And I was way out of order because Heated Rivalry is actually book 2 in the Game Changers series. And then what I did was I immediately purchased the sequel to Heated Rivalry, which is like book 6 in the series. So I'm so pumped for the show. So after I finish the second Heated Rivalry book, I am going to just get right into my holiday reads. So first episode of The Beast in Me, The Beast with Me, The Beast Within Me, The Beast in Me. It's like really good so far. I love Claire Danes. She just has kind of like the most iconic, daunting, skeptical, I don't trust you / cry face. Only watched episode 1, but it's showing a lot of promise. Obviously, I'm going to be watching Heated Rivalry this weekend into a rewatch of Schitt's Creek. And the episode that I watched last night, Patrick has entered the chat. And I just know that it's about to get so good. I'm an episode behind of Dancing with the Stars. I saw a spoiler this morning, so I know who wins. And like, honestly, I kind of have some thoughts about it. I mean, like, whether or not Robert deserves to win. I mean, like, he's great. But like, he was always gonna win. You know what I mean? So anyway, I have to wait to watch it with my daughter tonight, which is why I didn't watch it live, because it airs after she goes to bed. So we are going to watch it tonight, even though I know what happens. I was kind of hoping that Alex would win, but Robert was always gonna win. That really funny meme where it was just like, Dancing with the Stars particularly good now, or have I just like aged into the age bracket? And like, I think that that's what it is. I went to go see Wicked this past weekend. It was perfect. I've been a huge fan of Wicked for so long. I read the book like probably 25 years ago. I've seen the musical, I think at least 2, maybe 3 times. How Cynthia and Ariana are bringing the characters to life. It is honestly, it's amazing. I love it so much, and I feel so fortunate to live in whatever timeline and era that John M. Chu lives in. Listening to the soundtrack all week. Got her into it, even though I think she's like a little young for the movies. I think that there are going to be like some scary parts, but she really wants to watch them. I'm also just like, I'm not convinced that a 6-year-old is going to be able to like sit through a 2-hour and 40-minute movie. You know what I mean? I just started listening to the episode of Good Hang with Amy Poehler with Ina Garten. She said something like at the top of her interview that like immediately almost made me cry. She said something along the lines of how the thing about food is that it brings people together and it creates a sense of community together, and people come around and people are together and they're happy and they're excited to be there. And that was just like such a lovely thought. I've really been wanting to learn how to play the piano. I was a kid, I spent a lot of time with my grandmother. My grandmother was a very, very talented artist. And a lot of my artistic and creative side, I really think that I have to owe to her. But she used to get so upset with me because she wanted me to learn how to play piano. I refused. I really want to learn how to play Champagne Problems because it's my favorite songs ever. And I think it would be so fun to learn how to play it. And so I've been like thinking a lot, you know, as we're getting to the end of the year and the types of goals that I want to set for myself. I know for sure is that I am not going to set a reading goal next year. I've been setting reading goals for years, like at least 5 or 6, I want to say. And I've decided that next year I'm not going to. I actually hit my reading goal this morning. I read 75 books in 2025. Actually not the most amount of books that I've ever read in a calendar year. I'm going to still be reading in 2026, but I'm just not going to put a number on it. There are goals that I really want to achieve instead. I really want to write my fucking book. Thinking a lot about the types of goals that I want to make for myself instead of reading goals is that I want to learn how to play Champagne Problems. Just like a 1-song, easy attainable goal. That is something that I can actually achieve. And I think that where I've been really going wrong with is that my goals are really, they're not, as we would say in corporate, they're not SMART goals. So I think if I get really specific with like, I want to learn how to play 1 song on the piano, I can actually achieve it. If I say I want to write 80,000 words of a novel, that is something that is like really quantifiable and I can achieve that. So I have this idea for this novel. Really hard time just like writing it and like letting the ideas come out. I always want to do things well. I can't just do them. I want to do them well. And like, you know, it's like a classic like perfectionist, people pleaser, type A sort of way to be. And do a creative writing program. I got in. Decided that I'm actually not going to do it. I do believe that there are foundational elements that would improve my writing overall. I think that going to school for that is actually just becoming like a procrastination tactic. Just need to sit down and write the fucking thing. But I think right now what I just need to do is I just need to like write it. That's it. Just like sit down and write it and see the words come and like see what it's turning into. Like there is a finite amount of time that I have in the week, and it's just like, how can I make sure that I'm giving my attention to the things that I feel are the most meaningful, and that are going to have the payoff in not just like finances, but also just like vibes and like what is going to make my life feel meaningful and feel valuable. Upon Black Friday and the pull to overconsume like nobody's business is very, very real. Limit my spending. I started my new job. I've been working from home more. Like I'm not really wearing a lot of like nicer clothes, and I feel like I had built my wardrobe a lot in my former role because I was working in the office 4 days a week. I did allow myself to buy just like a couple things. I decided to buy another pair of the DAVIDsTEA flared leggings, another color, and I'm gonna be honest, I wear mine to death. I'm wearing the black ones right now. I love them. They're like my most comfy item, and it's so funny because like I definitely wore these in high school, and like of course I didn't keep them. A reddish pair that, so I got those, and then I'm also pre-ordering a couple books because this indie bookstore that I really, really love and that I do my best to support regularly is they have a membership, and then I also with Black Friday it's an additional 5% off, so I'm gonna pre-order some of my books there. And the only getting some Christmas gifts. I only have to buy for children, which is so great. Children opportunity and trying to get all the toys and books and things like that I need. Kind of it. Like, I'm not really interested in buying anything else. No, that's such a lie. I'm interested in buying everything. I'm not going to buy anything else, or I'm gonna at least like try my best not to. Quite a bit of shopping during the Sephora sale, like anything new that I don't already love. I did stock up on most of my go-to items, and you know, even on sale it was a larger amount, which a friend heavily influenced me to buy the Victoria Beckham foundation. Couldn't resist the glow that she had, and that was like a pretty big cost, I'm not gonna lie. Got a lot going on, and I'm trying to just have a place to talk about it. Coming this week, if you want more bookish talk, what I'm watching, what I'm listening to, what's going on, you know where to find me. I've just finished my little coloring book page. See you next week.